I like this interior a little bit more than the more equipped one that I had, because everything's like all blacked out and it just has that cool Escalade feel. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing a 2022 Cadillac Escalade. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below. If you're looking for a new GMC or Buick, they're the dealership to go to. And if you're looking for a unique, cool used vehicle as well, they also have a massive selection to choose from. That's why I'm here filming all the time, because they have so many cool cars to choose from. But yeah, like I said, link to the inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the review. Under the hood of the Escalade, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. I had one of these for a week, and I actually averaged high teens from a fuel economy perspective, which is impressive for an engine that big and, well, an SUV this big. Now let's go with the front end of the Escalade, and I love the spec on this particular Escalade. So first off, you can see here with the hood, you've got that distinctive body line there in the center, and then you can kind of see the design here off to the side. And then just notice how bright the headlights are. We've got the LED accent light here off to the side. Notice how the front grille is all blacked out, but you still have the giant Cadillac emblem. I mean, look how big this thing is. Camera there at the bottom of the Cadillac emblem. Parking sensors here on the front end, and then notice more black accenting. And yeah, between the white on this and then the black contrast, it looks phenomenal from a front end perspective. This is how I would order an Escalade. Now, coming around the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the design here on the wheels. Notice how we've got the silver here on the top, and then you've got the dark metallic gray that's kind of underneath the silver trim. Definitely a cool aesthetic overall. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. And then notice how the Cadillac emblem doesn't have the colors like you have on the front emblem. And then you can see the molding here on the fender. And then notice the mirrors, white on the top, black on the bottom, and then a camera there on the side. And you can see the fixed side steps right here with more black trim at the bottom portion. Another Cadillac emblem back there. And then if we take a few steps back, here's your full side view. And again, the contrast with this just makes this look so amazing. Now here's our key fob. We have our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch, and then the window. So we'll press this twice, and notice that the hatch will pop right open, and we can go into the storage space here in the rear. So notice we got Escalade here, and then just the nice metallic plaques. Now you can fold and raise the third row with full power. The second row you can only lower down. And then notice here at the outlet, we got our box of goodies that comes with this, and then storage space underneath. Now this is not the extended version of the Escalade, so you guys can see storage space is similar to like a Chevy Tahoe or a regular GMC Yukon. And when you're all done, all you gotta do is just press that button up there, and you're good. Now going over things here in the rear, you can see the taillights. You have a cool animation when it starts up. Definitely unique, but yeah, they are massive and they work with the overall design. And then also the badges here are all blacked out. You got the bezel that covers the receiver hitch down below, and then notice how we've got the rectangular exhaust tips here at the bottom, again to kind of go to the boxy design that this has. And there's the rear. Now here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see the leather with the stitching here at the top, and then notice the wood trim, then the silver trim down below that, and then more padding down below and on this part of the door panel. But you can see right here with that whole look, this has the AKG sound system, which is phenomenal. And then here are these seats. So we've got these captain chairs, again perforated in the center with that little Cadillac logo, and then you can see everything here in the center of the seat, and then your adjustments here for the seats. Notice we have this nice grab handle, helps us get in. And then you can see the storage space here on the back of the seat. And then this is for the climate controls for the rear passengers. We've got our cup holders back here, and then notice the USBs as well. Now, as for the third row, you can fit adults back there comfortably. Notice that it's a little bit different. So you can see it's perforated here on these seats. And then the third row, notice no perforations with the seats. So not quite as nice as the second row from a material standpoint. And then there's the little USB there in the back. But anyways, let's pop to the front. Now here's the front door panel. You can see here again with the stitching, and then notice the wood trim down below, and then all of the silver trim. Heated cooled seats here for the front, and you can see all of our window controls, which are all automated, and then also the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. You can power fold them in, and then your memory seats, and then again the padding down below that, and then here's kind of like a look at the whole door panel. Another speaker for the AKG sound system. And notice we've got the speakers here in the headrest too, so you can, you know, bump to the beats, right? And then you can see here with the logo perforated here in the center portion. Got our adjustments there on the side of the seat. Pedal layout down below. Trailer brake control. This is the parking brake. And then also we've got our driveline select. So we have your auto, 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and then the drive mode select. We'll go over that in a little bit. And then notice the wood trim here. And we've got the double stack screen, but let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel in the Escalade. Notice leather trim all around, and then you can see the wood trim right here with the silver trim. And then notice got our phone controls, volume controls, cruise control here on the other side with our heated steering wheel button, paddle shifters here on the back, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and well, there's the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. First off, we're gonna go over the drive modes. So notice we have our Touring, Sport, Off-Road, and Tow Haul. And if you wanna see one of these off-road, just look up Ben Hardy Escalade Off-Road, because I did in fact take one of these off-road. Now this is the AR camera. So you can see over here, we can switch to the function. So like this shows the average fuel economy. This is for the heads-up display. But this middle screen, notice you can change the views. So we can go to map. It'll take a second to load up. We'll go to gauge while it's taking forever to load up. So you can see gauge, and then again, AR camera, which again will take a second to load up. We'll try map one more time. Sometimes it's a little finicky. We're not going to worry about it. I don't have time to mess with that. But yeah, AR camera I think is the coolest thing ever, because like you can drive full VR, right? Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, go over the camera part of it. So notice we've got trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Bunch of different viewpoints here with the camera. So one of the things that's great about GM's products is you can see out of every single angle of the vehicles. And I love this viewpoint here where you can do like this 360 view. And so, I mean, parking this, it's a very large SUV, is going to be easy because of this camera system. But moving from that to the rest of the infotainment system, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Notice response time with the screen is fantastic. We have a bunch of different ambient light options to choose from. I think we're gonna go with red today. I think that'll look good. But yeah, at nighttime definitely sets the mood with the Escalade. And yeah, overall, really easy to use infotainment system. I accidentally pressed on the navigation there, but notice kind of like the whole screen layout with the double stack screen situation. It's pretty interesting. We've got our analog controls here for the climate system down below, dual zone climate here for the front. Notice we got our auto hold here, and then lane departure. Shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission, and then analog controls for the infotainment system. So if you do not like using a touchscreen, you can use these controls. And then notice storage space with some USBs, cup holders, and then this is your wireless phone charger, actually. And then we can see here with the center console, tons of storage space. And then notice the leather here, and then all of the wood trim. And then on the dash here, again, notice that. And here's the glove box, which actually has the original window sticker. That's cool. That'll be handy. And then, popping up top, we do have a full panoramic sunroof. And then we have the camera mirror, which is another nice safety option. Controls for like the seats and the sunroof and all that kind of stuff in that area too. So here's the window sticker for this Escalade. You guys can see here. I love how it says the MagneRide, and then you've got the electronic limited slip differential. Definitely helps out with the handling, especially if you take this off-road like I did. Not this specific one, different Escalade, okay? Gotta make sure I mention that, but you can see the standard and optional equipment with this particular Escalade. Anyways, let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. So here's visibility over the hood, and guess what? That's up display. Both mirrors throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Setting off here in this Escalade, and it's been quite some time since I've actually driven an Escalade. The last one I drove was that pressed car that I took off-road, and that one actually had the air suspension. This one does not have air suspension. And that one was actually a little bit more loaded up as well from an interior perspective. But I'm going to be honest, like, I like this interior a little bit more than the more equipped one that I had, because everything's like all blacked out and it just has that cool Escalade feel, right? And then on the exterior too, the Sport package is definitely the package to get. But if you want the more loaded up interior, Sport Platinum, that's the one to get, so that you can have this like cool blacked out sporty appearance, hence the name, right? But from a ride quality perspective, it's super smooth, which is great. And that's, you know, in large part due to the Magna Ride. Gotta love that 6.2 V8. It is torquey, and paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, it's just such a solid pairing. Always does a great job. But yeah, since I lived with one of these for a week and everything, I can kind of just tell you guys, you know, is the Escalade worth it? And they didn't really change. Like 22 is pretty much just a carryover of what they had in 21. So first off, exterior aesthetics, definitely has really solid road presence still, massive grille, right? And just, I think it's a really good looking full-size SUV from an aesthetic perspective. And then from an interior perspective, any package you get with the Escalade's nice, right? Obviously, if you go for the more loaded up packages, right, like the Platinum, for example, the interior does get a little bit more nicely dressed up. But I mean, these seats are really comfortable, and I mean, this is just a very nice luxury vehicle. And then from a driving characteristic perspective, it's smooth, it's comfortable, and it's quiet, and it gives you that luxury car experience. And so there's just a lot to love. And I wonder if this actually has the massaging seats. No, this does not have the massaging seats. That's another thing that the Sport, or sorry, that the Platinum would have over this. But yeah, great luxury, full-size SUV, tons of features. The Sport package is more of like a value for the Escalade, if you can say that. But again, if you want all the features, Platinum. But again, if you want an Escalade, new body style, National GMC has this one. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2022 Cadillac Escalade Sport. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork for giving me some time with the Escalade. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in the next video.